L'amour est un oiseau rebelle que nul ne peut apprivoiser. Et c'est bien en vain qu'on l'appelle s'il lui convient de refuser. Rien n'y fait, menace ou prière, l'un parle bien, l'autre se tait. Et c'est l'autre que je préfère, il n'a rien dit mais il me plaît.
L'amour est un faux de bohème, il n'a jamais, jamais connu de gloire. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Si je t'aime, prends garde à toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, prends garde à toi.
I've just answered all your questions. You need to think of a new one. Come on.
Yeah, but it's funny now that we are talking, I don't know what to ask.
Okay.
And I'm happy to watch you sitting there
Yeah. Well,
talking.
I think that sport climbing is growing all across the world. There are lots and lots of countries who take part in sport climbing. It's an Olympic sport, and lots of federations join the IFSC, which is the International Federation of Sport Climbing. I think it's I think that more national federations should support route setting and should support climbing walls in their country, because this is the way that your athletes will get better. And so, whilst I wasn't invited by the federation, and I was invited by you and you know, the climbing wall here, I think it's just a really positive step, and it's true to the spirit of climbing to make something good happen and to make something better. So it's really a really positive thing, and hopefully federations can learn from this and realise the importance of the job that the route setters do.
You have to explain someone what the route setters do. How that person doesn't know it at all, and he maybe has a wrong perception of it. How can you explain to him?
Okay. Well, the route setters are the people that put the holes and the volumes on the walls to create the climbs. So climbing is, in my opinion, a unique sport. In every competition, the field of play for the athletes is unique. It's different. They never ever saw the climbs before, and in order to do that, we have to have very specialist athletes called route setters who put holes on the wall, and then they climb and change and move holes around until they can create climbs which are almost impossible except for the very, very best. It's a super specialist job, route setting, and it's not something which is can be learnt quickly, and you can't learn it from a book. You have to learn from experience, and this is why I think this workshop this week has been so useful, because we've brought together people from around the world, very experienced route setters who can work here and exchange knowledge, and it will improve the quality of route setting in Mexico. And if the route setting is good, if the equipment that the athletes use to train on is good, then they will get better. So this is how the sport of climbing will develop.
What do you think that have to change for route setters? I mean, for the conditions, or I don't know if you get what I ask.
Yeah, I can. Route setters are we are creative people, and sometimes we're a little bit eccentric, and sometimes we can be difficult to live with, especially for people who administer sport. The politicians and the people who organise sport, they look at route setters, and sometimes it's difficult to explain to them what the route setters are doing. They just look like some guys who are putting holes, and it's difficult to explain how important that work is and how important that the quality must be the very, very best. But hopefully by organising workshops like this, it'll help to improve people's knowledge of just what a unique and in a way a strange but really important job for sport climbing route setting is. What else do you think your sport needs in your country? More investment, for example? What are the key things now you think you need to do to continue to develop your sport?
To continue with the development, it's important to keep trying. I have failed this time in many things, but I have not failed in some others. And I believe that failures make us better. I feel better now. I think it has to be like this. And it's okay. We will keep pushing, and what we need, nothing. Look at this. We have the best holds, we have the best walls, the best shapes. We have athletes with this position and intentions to grow up. What else do we need? It's just, don't quit, stay strong, keep trying once and once again. Doesn't matter. Life is about that.
And to all the climbers in Mexico who want to develop as athletes and take part in sport climbing with a view to going to World Cups and maybe to the Olympics one day, would you say Corazon de Piedra is now the best place that they can come to get a true taste of international sport climbing and the style and level that they may encounter in competition?
Not sure. It's one of the best options for sure.
A sight for sore eyes to the blind would be awful majestic. It would be the most beautiful thing that they ever had seen.
That's it. Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
cause such surprise it would make all of their minds electric. How could anyone tell them that some things are not what they seem? In such disbelief, I thought I was asleep when I met you. My heart liquefied and I sighed, oh, this must be a dream. Why forget to set the alarm and sleep on through the dawn, don't remind me. I'd rather be dreaming of someone than living alone. If you're searching the lines for a point, well, you've probably missed it. There was never anything there in the first place.
And so, like we said, it's like fashion. So then,
Yeah.
as soon as the climbers start training in one style, maybe it's not good for us to set like this, and maybe we go back to crimps or something else,
Yeah. Yes,
or
I agree.
abstract, strange contortions, or
Yeah.
something different, balance boulders.
Yes.
And the challenge for us is to go back to an old style but make it look cool. Because if you can do that, if you can make it look
but I think that
aesthetic and interesting and like
And it-
there's a good fight.
And it's very difficult to get out of this because with Instagram you saw
Yeah, it's an
Skate
invasion.
Dino every time, everywhere, and maybe this is the only boulder the people will repost. So everyone want to do
become
it.
popular.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
can
about
understand that, but I think maybe when I just sat with the Little Stars, the feeling is the same. People are, what is this? Is it even possible? But I think it's.
You know, I mean, the route setters are responsible for providing the
The show.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you say, like I think Instagram is
Poison.
like a little bit
poison,
because I think it stops creativity in route setting. You know, my ideas normally come from a feeling I've had out on rock. And a lot of setters I know in London, they look on Instagram, they see a cool move and they rebuild that one, or they try and do it at an accessible level for customers in a commercial gym. And it's not why I like route setting. I like route setting because I can be creative. I can try and think of something which is different. So, and this is why setters normally they make holds, they make volumes, they create tools to do new things, or we reuse stuff in a new way to do cool things. So.
Je m'appelle Julien Bartet, je suis ouvreur depuis maintenant 7 ans, je viens de France, je travaille généralement en région parisienne.
Voilà. Parlez-moi des choses que tu fais ici. Quoi tu fais ici? Qu'est-ce que... En général?
Moi, je suis venu ici du coup pour ouvrir, pour partager, échanger surtout je pense. Et c'est ça qui m'a motivé à venir, plus que toute autre chose je pense, c'est vraiment cet échange, ce partage qu'on a ensemble avec les autres. C'est, ouais, je pense que c'est ça qui m'a fait venir.
Donc toi, c'est quoi les ouvertures?
La communication, l'échange de partage surtout.
Quand tu fais un blog, tu fais quoi? Qu'est-ce que les... Quand tu fais un blog, c'est quoi les choses que tu fais, ou l'intention que tu fais avec la création d'un nouveau...
C'est une proposition je pense. J'ai envie de créer quelque chose, de faire une proposition aux grimpeurs, aux collègues aussi, parce qu'on va toujours travailler en binôme si ce n'est plus. Et j'ai envie qu'à deux, on puisse créer quelque chose pour surprendre le grimpeur, suivant la situation, en compétition, en workshop. Voir comment est-ce qu'on va pouvoir le surprendre cette fois-ci, lui proposer une nouvelle situation à laquelle il va devoir s'adapter.
Hola, soy Sebastián Rojas de Argentina, Córdoba. Soy aperturista o route setter. Me dedico a esto hace 20 años más o menos. Que nosotros en un punto creamos el movimiento en una competencia, pero principalmente armamos el desafío de las habilidades de los competidores. Ellos van a entrenar y van a tener distintos propósitos, como ganar una competencia, ganar una medalla, pasar a una etapa más superadora. Y nosotros, pensando en esos desafíos, les proponemos que se midan en todas las capacidades que puedan tener, acrobáticas, de fuerza, y es nuestro objetivo que el público pueda ver ese desarrollo de la acrobacia o de la fuerza o del pensamiento rápido. Básicamente eso es lo que hacemos.
¿Cómo percibes la evolución del route setting en América Latina?
Pienso que en los últimos años, desde que se hizo olímpico, por un lado eso obligó a formalizar la profesión, porque es una profesión que antes de los Juegos no dejaba de ser muy amateur, y el trabajo también era de la misma manera. Ahora, al haber tantas competencias internacionales, y obliga a que los países tengan que formalizar y profesionalizar a sus armadores, y eso para mí es genial, porque un armador tiene que estar no solamente entrenado o tener mucha experiencia, sino también tener mucho estudio, capacitado, y profesionalizarse uno como route setter para poder afrontar todas estas dificultades, las complicaciones de una competencia. No solamente es la parte física, sino todo el entorno que genera una competencia.
Yeah, the group here this week has been amazing. Julien from France, Sebastian from Argentina, and then Lalo from Mexico. The team just works really well together. We had some fun, we exchanged some interesting ideas, and we did some things in the climbing wall which were new and which maybe hadn't been done in here before, and that's very refreshing, I think, for the sellers who work here all the time to have some new ideas and to take new ideas forward for the next training season.
Con mucha velocidad, la verdad, fue muy rápido todo. La verdad que nunca había armado quizás tantos boulders en tan poco tiempo y muchos eran de gran calidad y creo que aprendí eso, a trabajar más fluido, a trabajar muy rápido. Eso me estoy llevando de acá.
D'avoir invité à venir en Amérique latine, ça fait très plaisir d'être là et j'espère qu'on aura beaucoup d'opportunités de refaire ce genre de choses ici ou ailleurs, en Amérique latine principalement, ça pourrait être très sympa je pense. I've got only one question. Directly. Or you need the mic?
You have to sit in a special chair.
Yeah. It's okay. If you can change just one thing in the whole climbing industry, what it could be?
It would be the access to sport climbing from everyone. I believe that now there are a lot of people with amazing qualities that hasn't been discovered or hasn't the enough resources to be part of sport climbing as a sport. I see everywhere people making great efforts and too little support. I believe that there are a lot of companies, enterprise that are really engaged and are supporting sport even if the sport is not developed in their country, but they care about that. And I think that we should to improve that, to have more scholarships or ways that route setters, athletes, coaches have more chances to grow up and learn more. That's the only thing that I can change. I think the sport has amazing qualities, but it's not at this moment reachable for everyone. And I would like that we can reach every kid, every young guy, and through sport, make them better persons.
Tengo dos preguntas.
Dale.
Una es muy sencilla. ¿Cómo te ves de acá a 5 años? 4 en realidad, pongámosle
5. En Los Ángeles.
En Los Ángeles.
Sí.
Perfecto.
Ahí quiero estar.
Bien. Y la otra no era una pregunta, sino decirte que yo veo que tenés todas las herramientas para estar en 5 años en Los Ángeles. Tenés todas las herramientas técnicas, las herramientas físicas, así que más que una pregunta es un compromiso. Creo que tenés un compromiso de poder trabajar ahora por 5 años para lograr eso.
Challenge accepted.
De nada.
Gracias.
Hello, I just read your mail and I just can't believe this is happening. Welcome to Corazón de Piedra.
Yo soy de la tierra de los alacaranes. Yo soy de Durango, palabra de honor, donde los hombres son hombres formales y son sus mujeres puro corazón. Nací en Tierra Blanca, cerquita de Analco, y aprendí de niño, recuerdo, a cantar. Cerró Los Remedios, Cerro del Calvario, ya nunca en la vida los podré olvidar. Durango querido, tus torres hermosas, tu lindo pueblito y tu río del Tunal, como me recuerdan los felices días en que siendo niño los fui a contemplar. Durango, Durango, mi tierra querida, callada y tranquila ciudad colonial, yo por defenderte daría hasta mi vida y por donde vaya te de recordar.
Muchas gracias. No queremos despedirnos de ustedes sin antes suplicarles, rogarles, pedirles, exigirles que cumplan con la sagrada obligación de ser felices. No fallen.